Yo, what's going on? It's your main man, Rick the Dawn. And today I just want to talk about the Hellraiser film. I did watch it in its entirety yesterday. This episode is brought to you by reallyhood.com. Go check it out. It's also brought to you by wordy.com. Look, I know my take on this film will not be a popular one. And trust me, I wanted to like it. I wanted to. I went in with the complete I saw the wave of positivity behind the film and I felt the pressure to like it. You know what I mean? And when I watched it, yeah, man, it didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. It's gonna be more of a ramble here because I didn't want to write a script. I just wanted raw reaction, raw emotion. I watched it yesterday. I was by myself. I had the lights off, all that. I did everything I was supposed to do to enjoy a Hellraiser film. Now, disclaimer: I am not a big fan of the series, meaning I haven't watched any of the past Hellraisers, which I thought would be a good thing. This is why I watched it in the first place. I'm like, okay, this seems to be more of a reboot, so I don't have to have this knowledge of what took place before. But so I'm like, cool. If I come in absolutely unknowledgeable about the past of this film or the series, I should still be okay. All right. So I'm coming in fresh. It's a brand new reboot. I'm the demographic who this movie is intended for. I'm aware of the prior history of the series. I've never, I'm new. I'm pretty sure they want to bring in new people. So I felt like I matched everything they were looking for when it comes to this film. Um, Man, I just couldn't get. Now there were some great things about the movie, and here are some things that I liked. Odessa, all right, she plays. I believe her name is Tess. She plays the protagonist in the film. Oh my gosh, half of the reason I watched this entire film was her. Just being able to look at her. She's very beautiful to me. I was just like, wow, she is gorgeous to me. Now I know she's not supposed to be gorgeous. She has like this tomboyish look. She kind of has this punk rock type of vibe or whatever. And I'm not supposed to, you know, you know what I'm saying? But she was so hot to me. I was like, yeah, yeah, that's my type. That's my type for sure. She's beautiful, man. So yeah, she was fun to watch. Uh and what else? Oh, wait. Let's stop being a perv for a minute. Uh I do want to give this film high praise in the prosthetics category. All right, in terms of the makeup and the costumes, the gore. I used to watch this show called Face Off, and I used to watch it like every single week that it was on. And I really gained a lot of respect for the makeup department and how they get the gore and they do all these different prosthetics and all that kind of stuff. So I gained a high love for that particular gore, and they do all these different prosthetics and all that kind of stuff. So I gained a high love for that particular medium. And there's a lot to like here. Costume design is immaculate. I would even say that the setting or the settings in which were in the film were really well orchestrated. The mansion that a lot of the high points take place in the film, the costumes, the makeup, all that stuff was really well executed. Really well executed. In fact, I would argue that this film is somewhat of a masterclass for makeup artists or prosthetics and things of that nature in terms of how the villains and the outworldly fantasy driven things look. That part was well done. There were times I was looking, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm not afraid of this. I can't be afraid of it. I'm trying to be. I'm not afraid of what I'm seeing. I know this is supposed to drive fear, and maybe it's just I'm older. It's probably just that. I'm pretty sure if I brought my son down and say, "Hey, look at the screen," he'd be like, "Ah!" It ran out. You know what I mean? So, not taking anything from them there, but I'm saying it was so well executed that I was like more marveling at the artistic direction rather than being afraid. That's not any fault of their own. I just want to make sure I communicate that to anybody who's watching. So, I mean, those were the two highlights for me: the artistic direction in terms of the costumes and things of that nature, as well as the star of the film. Beautiful girl, beautiful. Okay, big pink lips. Anyway, um, So those were the two highlights for me. Outside of that, it gets really dull for me. Now, I didn't say this prior, but I'll say it now. The way that a cube functions. I mean, I feel like most of the budget went to art. You know, it went to the custom design and all that kind of stuff. And it went to this cube, this Rubik's Cube that was I don't know if it was CGI, it was digitally made. I don't know if it was like actual cube. I'm not sure. But I'll say that, man, they had to spend some money. Some of the budget definitely went to this cube. This cube deserves a credit on the film. Okay, Odessa cube. You know, on the, like the cube should have got like a credit in the credits. You know, she got an actual credit because it was so well articulated. It looked amazing. I love every time I saw the cube. I'm like, all right, come on, show me what else you can do. All right, and man, you know, this cube, once you solve it, something pops out. It's a blade. I mean, I'm like, I like this. Okay, I like this. But the story was really what was a downer for me. You know, I went in without knowing anything about the Hellraiser series. In the past, let me just be honest. This is full disclaimer. I will watch just about a peak of a Hellraiser film, and it was so scary for me that I just couldn't watch the rest. So the reason I haven't inundated myself with the history of Hellraiser is because of the pictures I have in my brain as a child. It was traumatizing. I'm like, I remember seeing some character in the film, some victim, skinned, and they were just like flesh. And that's what it was for me. It's like when I saw that, I'm done with this series. I don't want to see nothing else Hellraiser based. Okay. So when I saw the 2022 version all over my YouTube, I mean, what about marketing, man? I mean, that's another thing I'll give this film credit for. Marketing. They did an amazing job with marketing the film. I tried to avoid this thing. Okay. I initially thought it came out in theaters, but it blasted in front of my eyeballs so many times that I realized it was a Hulu exclusive. I'm like, oh wait, I got Hulu, so let me watch it. So I watch it, and I'm like, okay. There was some people who said that the beginning of the film was very slow for them. That part was okay with me. You know, I was cool with watching the dialogue and watching the characters develop. I was okay with that. And actually, in a surprising fashion, or in surprising fashion, it's not until the Cenobites come on the screen, until the female Leviathan comes up. You know, that's when it gets boring. It's like it just look. I'm not here to tell you that this is a bad film. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you that it just didn't appeal to my palate. I'm watching it. I'm like, come on. What is the crux of this film? Like, what am I supposed to be? You know, what's going on? What's happening? Like, why am I like, come on. Like, what's the point? See, and this is the problem. I'm fresh off of watching two really, really decent to very good horror films, that being Smile and Barbarian. I just watched both of those Friday. Okay. Then I watched Hellraiser on Sunday. Okay. And perhaps that's what happened. Maybe Hellraiser is a victim of the moment. Maybe if I had not seen Smile and Barbarian, I'm liking Hellraiser more. It's possible. But for me, those two films did more than just scare you. They did more than just costume design. And trust me, trust me on this one. Smile definitely put some money in the budget for costume and prosthetics and, you know, character creation. Okay. If you saw that ending thing, whatever you want to call it, monster, whatever it was, if you saw that, then you know they put some money behind the film, right? But still, that being said, the film was more to me than, you know, goo and dark and scary jump scare. It was more than that. It had an actual theme, a story. I understood it. I actually liked the characters more so than this. Felt like a 1995 horror film. You know, it followed those parameters, in my opinion, where you got a female, okay, and she's just running from place to place. Okay, that's what it felt like to me. Like she's over here, then she screams, then she comes over here, and she sees some things, and she screams, then she comes over there, then she goes through some things and screams over there, and then goes over here, goes through a series of things and screams, and then she finally realizes that she's brave, and then she beats everything, and then she's unbeatable. All right, that's what it felt like to me, and it followed that same script so much so that it didn't leave anything to the imagination. There was nothing surprising that happened for me. I know how those films ended. Those 1995 horror films, they all end the same way. The girl goes from place to place screaming, and then eventually she turns into She-Hulk, and then the monster can't do anything with her. And then, you know, she wins. You know, that's what this felt like for me. I'm like, I've seen this already. I don't want to watch this again. It's 2022. I just saw Smile. You ever seen Smile? Okay, I just saw Barbarian. Okay, I don't want to see this today. That's what it felt like to me. That's what it felt like to me. It just felt like it just didn't add anything to the bar. It felt like it definitely was more of a retrospective. And for those reasons, I have to give this film like a 6 point. I'm gonna give it a 6.8. I know that's not popular, and I don't know. I think people in today's culture. First off, I respect everyone's opinion, and I respect anybody who popular. And I don't know. I think people in today's culture. First off, I respect everyone's opinion, and I respect anybody who liked the film because I'm sure there's a lot of people, especially those who are longtime fans of the Hellraiser series. But I feel like we are in this time where everyone is on board with whatever someone else said because they don't want to be on the island by themselves. Well, I just happen to be Mr. Island. Okay. I feel very, very fine by myself. I don't like to walk in crowds. I don't like going to parties. I'd rather be by myself. So I am an independent free thinker. Therefore, this film did not do it for me outside of the reasons that I posted. Now, I will not throw shade on this film in terms of don't go see it because I do respect the filmmakers. I do respect directors. I do respect the actors and actresses. I did see a lot of effort go into the film. I'm saying from a story standpoint, it just wasn't intriguing. Okay. The female Leviathan. I never, and maybe this is a credit to the original. I never stood around long enough to find out more than a few seconds about who he was. Okay. I told you the story. I saw maybe a couple scenes and I said, I'm done. Now, you have to understand something. That's saying a lot. That's giving a lot of credit to the original because, I was probably very afraid of Freddy Krueger growing up. A little bit of Jason was cool. I like Jason. Jason was cool with me. But for whatever reason, Leviathan never got more than 20 minutes of my attention ever, okay, in terms of a film. I never sat down for a Hellraiser film for more than 20 minutes ever, outside of the new one, of course. So, he was terrifying, in other words, okay? I always held him at the top of the mountain in terms of monsters. Like, okay, Leviathan, he's the scare. He has it because I haven't even watched this film because of how terrifying he is as a protagonist. The female one just didn't do it for me. Didn't do it for me. And perhaps let's not be gender biased here. Let's just say the new Leviathan or the Hellraiser protagonist just didn't do it for me. I think it was the look. It just looked so like her face was very puffy. Like if you look at the OG version, he looked very menacing. You can take the pins out, he still looked kind of menacing. This one just looked very alien, and her face was kind of puffy, and it's just a weird look. And I couldn't get behind it. I couldn't. And she didn't look menacing at all. I don't even think she had any kills in the film. And that's my point. So I didn't see any. I don't think she got any kills in the film. I didn't see her even raise her hands. Like the whole film, she just does this. The whole film. Okay. I never seen her do this. Like, hey, nothing. Okay. And it's hard to be afraid of someone who just does this the whole time. Okay. It just looks. I didn't even see her do any magic. Okay. The bulk of her intimidation was staring at you. Okay. Anybody ever scare you doing this? That's what I was supposed to be afraid of. All right. They also the Xenobites, along with the new Hellraiser protagonist, they just didn't seem scary to me. They seemed really retarded. And I say that. Let me go back. You know what? Forget the PC stuff. They seem kind of slow to me. Okay. One of the Xenobites gets caught in a cage. If you can believe that, Freddy Krueger would never. Okay. Jason maybe, but Jason would somehow disappear. Something. Okay. One Xenobite gets caught in a cage and just hangs there. Like literally, if nobody pushes this button to let this guy out, he's gonna stay there for all of eternity. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly how I am supposed to be afraid of that. Even the female, the new Leviathan, whatever, she can't get past the cage. If you can believe this, at some point in the film, the characters are running scared. Okay, I don't even know what they're scared for because they can outrun these things. They press a button and they lock the female Leviathan out. And I'm like, So that's it. Like she can't. Oh, okay. So she's locked out the house. Okay. All right. Well, this marks the very first monster I've ever seen that you can lock out with a lock and key. You just press a little button, beep, and then they're locked out. You can't. Don't worry about the windows. They're never gonna try to come through the window. They're not gonna disappear and come back inside the house. They're just gonna be outside. The gate by itself is gonna be enough to keep them out. I've never seen that before, right? So these reasons are the reasons I don't like the film. A lot. I'm not gonna say I don't like it at all. It was pretty cool to watch. The surround sound was kind of doing things for me, but the premise, the story, the villains, if you will, just didn't have that snap for me. All right, I know that is not a popular opinion, but it is what it is. I think a lot of people will find some enjoyment. It just wasn't me. I think most casual fans, they won't be able to sit through this film. Somewhere near the middle, they'll probably punch out. Okay, a lot of people who are seasoned horror fans, I did my rounds. I looked at whatever everyone said before I watched the film. A lot of people said towards the middle of the film is when it gets exciting. And you know what it did? It did get more exciting, but it didn't get good though. More stuff started to happen, but for me, it just didn't get good. It was like, okay, all right. All right, so that was the big okay. I'm out of here. Okay. But yeah, still special shout outs to the special effects department, the art department, costume department. They rocked out. They did a heck of a job. Major shout out to the main protagonist, Tess. And in terms of the characters, she's the only one. Okay. And that's not, I'm not saying the people who played those characters are bad actors or actresses. I'm saying that the scripts they had was very just it didn't lend much to, I didn't care if they lived or passed away in the film, like whatever. Like, in fact, there were people I wanted to go, like, take him out, please. Get her too while you're at it, because I'm just tired of seeing them on the screen. Just go ahead and take them all out. Okay. That's how I felt. And I'm willing to say, based on the ending, there will be a sequel. I just don't know why though. If it's going to be like that, I don't know why. And that is a criticism I've heard several times regarding the original series, that a lot of the sequels were just retreads. And then in a lot of ways, I felt like this one was. I don't know what the original context or the original storylines were, but they had to be exactly what this film was about. Somebody finds a cube, they manipulate the cube until they realize it's more than the cube. They spawn some things from another dimension, and then that thing comes over here and starts creating a lot of chaos for a lot of individuals. And then they solve the cube again, and they all go back. That has to be what every Hellraiser film has been about, because that's what this one's about. Okay? And I've never even seen them, but I don't want to see them anymore, because I feel like they'll probably be about this damn cube that, okay? So no, it's a no for me. I can't do it again. I'll never watch it again, ever again. I might not even watch the sequel now. Okay. And like I said, heck, thank you to Hulu. Hulu did an amazing job marketing this thing. You did a great job, put a lot of money in the marketing budget. And certainly it got me. You got me. Okay. I thought it was a great film. I clicked on it. Right? Good job. You did your job. You don't even care if I like the film, just care that I clicked on it. You got me. I clicked on it. But man, do I wish I did not.